Well, welcome, Toots. This is the channel called Life in the 1900s Newspapers, where we read old newspapers together. What did women actually wear in the 1920s? Most of them did not wear clothing like this. These were photographs you might consider high fashion of the day. But the everyday girl in America wore these everyday clothes, like these comfortable dresses. Our paper today is from Seattle, Washington, and here are some actual photos taken at crosswalks in Seattle in the 1920s. You can see what people wore to work every day. A little bit frumpy, I have to say. They were quite practical and probably more comfortable than what they wore in the 1900s. I think this lady looks pretty stylish. Our newspaper today is the Seattle Post-Intelligencer for Monday, May 23rd, 1927. The headline for that day was Moonshiner slays Clark Sheriff. Raid on still in mountains ends fatally. Vancouver, Washington, May 22nd. Sheriff Lester Wood of Clark County, Washington, was shot and killed late today by a reputed moonshiner near Dole in the mountains 30 miles northwest of here. Wood was shot down from ambush as he and a party of deputies were preparing to raid a distillery. The slayer escaped into the hills. Search was being pressed tonight by a score of deputy sheriffs and postmen for a man known as Ted Baker, who is said to have been seen near the death scene sometime after Woods was slain. Belief was expressed here that the slayer's chances of escaping detection in the heavily wooded mountains are good. Police survive lethal evidence. Doug Morash, 37, a druggist, is said to have made the error of selling a drink partly compounded of wood alcohol to 3 police officers yesterday at his establishment at 501 Jackson Street. As a result, he occupied a cell in the city last night, and a large quantity of alleged wood alcohol was seized as evidence. Morash is being held on open charge. Well, we talked about what women wore in the 1920s. Here is a full-page ad about men's fashions, men's underwear. Comfort has struck town. All Seattle is dressing to the tune of Step Through, Button 2, All Through, lightning dressing. One swift dive, you're in your seal packs. 2 buttons on the shoulders, none down the front. Goodbye, button troubles. The housewife's friend and the bachelor's lifesaver. Boy sizes too, seal packs. Marital bliss means sleep for this man. C. Caldwell, 23, former University of Washington student, now residing in Portland, learned yesterday that it is not good social usage to wind up one's wedding day by getting to bed on a parking strip. And so strongly did the police emphasize their disapproval of this breach of etiquette that Caldwell spent the first night of his honeymoon in the tank of the city jail. Caldwell was married Saturday afternoon in the county city building to Miss Mary Alice Miller, 22, of Seattle. Saturday evening, a group of bon vivants, students and fraternity brothers of the bridegroom, volunteered to help the young Benedict celebrate his bliss. Shortly after midnight, excited householders of the Fremont district told of seeing a scantily clad figure flitting hither and yon. He then shook aloft his shoes. Gracefully draped over the other arm were all his clothes, except a light suit of underwear, which he still wore. Patrolman S.J. Jorgensen dashed out to the scene in a prowler car. The first thing which met his eye at Florentia Street and Mayfair Avenue was a complete outfit of clothes, neatly piled in the parking strip. Nearby was the recumbent form of the bridegroom, wrapped in sweet slumber and little else, and partially sheltered by a small ornamental shrub. Questioned about the night's events, he couldn't remember anything. He was charged with disorderly conduct, and yesterday afternoon was allowed to return to his bride after tendering a $10 bill. Let's take a look at some stage and screen news. Daisy and Violet Hilton, the Siamese twins from San Antonio who were born joined together, head the new vaudeville at the Pantages today. They capitalized their musical ability in the latest act, which is proving highly popular. One cannot move without the other, yet they dance and sing and play musical instruments and are happy, vivacious little comedians. At the Blue Mouse, another great Vitaphone show to thrill you anew, comes Friday. Monte Blue in his great Western epic, The Brute, with 4 Vitaphone acts. Also appearing at the Blue Mouse, Sid Chaplin in The Better Ollie. 50 cents anytime. One of the most well-known actor of the 20s was Rudolph Valentino. In 1921, he starred in The Sheik, and in 1926, The Son of the Sheik.
The newsreel cameras brought smiles of delight. The crowds were there for Rudolph Valentino, the great lover. For women in the 1920s, he personified the menace of forbidden love. His acting may look strange today, but some people thought that he conveyed ideas with his eyes which they daren't put into words.
I wish to condemn the practice of calling a man a sheik because he uses high-grade perfume. President of California Pharmaceutical Association. He's right. Sheik is too mild a term. This is Adam Zappel, well-known conductor of summer tours and scientific investigator. He is now carrying on intensive experiments in the mountains of Switzerland with a view of eliminating the echoes, so visiting wives can get in the last word. Thimble Theater. Poor brother. I wonder if he'll ever get over his insanity. I'll go over and see how he is this morning. How is Castor, Celinda? Worse, Olive. Why, he doesn't even know how to dress himself. The heck I don't.